welcome to my channel. I'm Chris, and in today's video we are doing a setup and a little review of the Nintendo Switch 2. Alright, let's just start. So in another video I did unbox the Nintendo Switch 2. Mine comes with Mario Kart World, and in the box you get the Nintendo Switch, obviously. Which has detachable Joy-Cons, just like the Nintendo Switch, except this time you do have magnets that's connected, so we don't have to slide them down. You also get the grip, which is basically very similar to the original one. You get the charging, the charging cables. I found out that the charging cable for the original Nintendo Switch does not work for the Nintendo Switch 2, so I had to use the one that came with the box. And you get HDMI and of course the dock. So before I do a setup, let's take a look at the difference between the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. So if we are going to start with the dock itself, so here I have a Nintendo Switch dock. This is the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom edition, which is beautiful, and here you do have the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. So size wise, Nintendo Switch 2 is slightly bigger, and also it has like those round edges right there. Where the difference comes with the back though, because on this Nintendo Switch 2 dock you can take off this, and then you know what? I keep saying the original, but this is actually the Oled version, and I just remembered the Oled version, you can detach it as well. But the original one, you only had the flapper that went only down. So in that sense, the functionality of these two is quite similar. I think they added more fans, correct me if I'm wrong. So that was the docks. They are quite similar, just a little bit different. Now, the Nintendo Switch OLED edition and the Nintendo Switch 2, as you can see, those are a little bit different. So size wise, the Nintendo Switch 2 is bigger. The biggest difference between the OLED and the Nintendo Switch 2 is I actually found the OLED is heavier. That's strange. So it comes with the Joy-Con. So for the OLED you have to push a button and put it up, but as I mentioned, for the Nintendo Switch 2 it's magnetic, so it's a lot easier. And the button you click, it's bigger. The OLED version feels so small now when I look at them side by side. And the button, they feel the same. Actually, no. The buttons feel the same. So that was a comparison to the visuals for how they are looking. Now let's get on to the setup. Alright, so it's quite easy setting this up. So what you need, of course, it's your dock And after you have taken off this part right here, you will see that right there you can add stuff. So this is the power. So I am going to connect that one, and this needs to go in, you know, the plug. And to get it connected to the TV, you need an HDMI cable like this one, and at the same place plug it in. Now that you have plugged those in, then you can then add this. There you go. So now it's connected to the TV and the power has been plugged in, so now we can play. So when playing on TV, you have two options. You can take the controllers, the Joy-Cons, off the switch, and then you can add it to the Joy-Con grip, like so. But if you have bought it, it's not necessary. If you have bought it, then you can use a Pro controller. And you can also play with the Joy-Con loose, so you don't even need the grip. It just makes it easier. So now that I have connected everything, then what you need to do is put the switch itself in the dock, and it should go on the TV. Oops. Just turn it on. There you go. And it's on the TV. Right now I am playing Pokemon. Alright, so I have an Eevee. So let's take a look at my party. And I also have, here's better. I do have my Meganium, level 33. I got a Sylveon, a Pinsir, Frogadier. I am trying to evolve it into Nagini. Kirlia, so I'm working on her as well. And then I have Eevee, which I try to get friendship high enough so I can evolve him to Umbreon. So, which rank am I in? Oops. Let's see, I'm in F. So now I have a lot of work to do to get my next tickets. But at the moment I'm working on getting the levels. So for my fire type, I actually do want Charizard. I do have Charmander, but my Pinsir is in level 31. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. So I'm just now going around and working on finding Pokemon and train my Pokemon so I can get stronger, because as of now I'm not strong enough that the fight is getting hard. Alright, so let's see. But I do love this game so much. Okay, so this was a little show, a little bit. I know the footage is not the best quality for showing the game, but I have played Pokemon CA, as you just saw. I love that game a lot. I love Pokemon in general, so this Pokemon game is fun. I think the fighting style is a little bit difficult. It's just new and something to wrap my head around. But I actually like that we are just in this open world in the city. It's refreshing, you know. But I wouldn't have every game, like in the future, be centered around just one city. I do like the traveling and exploring forests, open fields, you know. For this game, yes, I love it. And I also do love that you can catch Eevee pretty early on, so you can work on your evolutions, because Eevee is my favorite, and Sylveon and Umbreon are my favorite Pokemon. I have also played Mario Kart World alone, which a bit boring, but me and my husband, we played and it's fun. I really do like those challenges tournament, especially the one that you have to don't be the last one, the one that the last one is out. That's so intense, and I love it. Which remind me, maybe my husband wants to play Mario Kart World today. I have to ask him. I did love my Switch, the original one, the Oled one, and of course Nintendo Switch 2 is just great. The visual is beautiful. I'm excited for more games, because as of it's lacking. But it's okay, because you can play all Nintendo Switch original games on your Nintendo Switch 2. So I transferred the data from my Nintendo Switch OLED over to Nintendo Switch 2, so I can play Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is great. And I can show you, hold on. Alright, so for my Nintendo Switch 2, I have 4 games. Mario Kart World, which was included in the box. Then obviously Nintendo Pokemon CA, which is great. And I also bought Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. One of my favorite game is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So I'm so excited to try this game. I know I'm gonna love it. I really, really love the other one, the Age of Calamity. And for Christmas, my husband, he bought Metroid Prime Beyond, which is the 4th one, I believe, for Nintendo Switch 2. This one also comes in Nintendo Switch, the original one. Hyrule Warrior did not come for the original one. You only could play this on Nintendo Switch 2. So yeah, I am super excited to get into those games. I'm probably going to finish Pokemon CA before I go over to Metroid or Hyrule Warriors, but you know, something to look forward to. Don't forget, you can also play it handheld. So you don't need to play it on the TV, you can play it on go. That's what's great with the Switch. Okay, so this was my little setup and my little review of our first impression of the Nintendo Switch 2, which is great. So do you really need the upgrade from Nintendo Switch to Nintendo Switch 2? Well, if you want to play the games that is only for Nintendo Switch 2, then yes. But other than that, as of now, you can get by only having the Nintendo Switch. Most games is launched for both. But I believe in the future they are going to stop for creating games that can be played on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. So yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 is better, is bigger. So if that's important to you, then yeah, you need the upgrade. But if you are just casual, it's not a big deal for you, and you don't care about the games that is only for Nintendo Switch 2, then you don't need to upgrade as of now. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it so much.